Hey, it's Edge here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Nasdaq with Elliott Wave Theory. Couple of advertisements here at the start. I finally completed the Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course, so if you want to master the RSI and want to learn how it can be utilized properly with Elliott Wave Theory, check out the course on Udemy. I've also started counter trend capital with few expert traders that will be paid Discord group. Currently the Discord is free, so you can check it out if you're interested. And lastly, if you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So here we are on Nasdaq futures chart, and let's take a look at what we got here. Overall, we have had this very large support and resistance zone here around 12.2k, well 3k maybe, that's better. We've had a lot of support and resistance all over, so again we'll see if this is going to hold. I have a couple of different counts to show you today, but first we're going to be doing this macro, or more of a macro picture. Before getting into the Elliott waves, I want to mention that we had a somewhat of a sell signal here, giving us signals that not only RSI but other indicators as well are very oversold here after this very large peak. Now the interesting thing here is that last time we had such sell signal was at the November 2021 highs. Since then we have yet to receive one. So again, this is kind of concerning. There is of course chance that this is something else, but just comparing it to the previous one here, where we had this at the top of a third wave here, giving us divergence to the last peak, again was a very significant one. After such a mess here, we had a very large drop. So again, just a warning, nothing is concrete of course. We can have highs to be made, but again we were at least previously at some kind of area of interest here for sure, in my opinion. But yeah, let's get into the analysis itself. Starting here will be a higher time frame. The only count that I have here that has actually bottomed here at the lows of October is this WXYZ. I've talked about this WXYZ count many times that it's not my favorite, and it still is not. However, it is the only one that is actually possible to have this as the end of something here, and this would be completely new. So if we would be doing something like this would be possible of having the end of this whole structure correcting the previous thing here, ending at these lows. However, again, not my favorite count. However, we have taken out some important liquidity that we had here previously at the $10,880 area with a couple taps into it. So again, that is definitely possible. The main one that we've been talking about has been this, where we have a three-way structure into the lows of June last year, and this has again a couple of different variations. One of them is this one, which is my main, where we would have this as a WX and then Y. This wave Y has now taken out the highs previous we had here on August 2022 on RSI, so we have divergences going here. And again, probably should shift this over. But yeah, this is my main and has been quite a long time. The other variation of this was this, where we had this X wave already completing here. However, again, it was quite shallow, quite fast in time, so we generally don't want those corrections to be that fast. Generally, we want them to be at least 32 in time, which we did not even have here. So again, that is that. This is still possible, however, nothing has been invalidated. The idea here was that we had a 5-way move coming down into wave A, and then looking for a 3-way move for B, and then another continuation to the downside. The overall idea is still the same, that we are creating a 3-way structure coming down. If we break out these highs here around 13.9k, for this scenario, we would invalidate completely. For the WXY case, more locally, we could have this as a bullish count. However, again, not my main. I want to be clear, because some people who just skip around the videos are saying and mentioning that they have no idea what is my primary. So I wanted to mention that a couple times now, and even still, if they are missing it now, then it's on their end. If they just want to be skipping around the video and not listening, it's on them. But yeah, this is still possible. WXY count, not my favorite, but still ABC either like this, or we would have this as an 1, 2, starting of something much larger. The only way I can be labeling this at the moment, since we have already retraced quite a bit here, is that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave A or wave 1. Here, of course, if we want to be more bullish, it would be a wave 1. If this indeed is something not wave, if this is indeed a wave 1, then this has to be a wave 1, of course. Yeah, that is basically that. Another idea is that the C wave here ended at these highs. I don't really like this ABC. It's so unproportionate. We have a better looking structure here as the WXY, which I'm going to showing you in just a moment. So I don't really like that either. If you want it to be bullish, this is the only way, having this as a wave, another wave 1 and 2. Again, you can see the proportions of the issue. Here we had a wave 2 of such amount of time, and here we have lower degree wave, so much larger, probably 10,000 times the size. Does not make any sense. Therefore, this is not my count to go with. Of course, I've seen a lot of people going more bullish, and they are saying that we have 1, 2, something like that here, 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Of course, that is possible. I just don't see it here in the wave structures. But yeah, maybe that's just me. Then we had the WXY count here, more locally, and let's go with the favorite count that I had, which was the W and X here. Within this wave X of this intermediate degree, let's bring that guy up a bit, we would have already completed 3 wave here, a 3 wave here, and then another 3 wave here. Of course, this has not really extended too far. We have not even hit the 1-to-1 extension of this wave W here. But again, as this has retraced below the origin of this wave W, we don't need to be extending too far. Now, the ideal position was this 13.25k area, where we would have lined up with the 1-to-1 of this move here, and also the 38.2 retracement of this whole wave W here. Again, that had very nice confluence together on it. But again, we don't need to go there. We have already hit the minimum extension of 0.618 here for this wave Y. Now overall, let's jump into this count. Get rid of these high degrees. So overall, what we had here was a 3-way structure into wave W, 3 ways into wave X, retracing around 90%, which is why we had that C wave possibility of that ABC flat possibility. Again, C waves are always 5 waves. At this point, again, it is hard to label these in 5 waves. So that's why I have this better structure as a WXY overall. So this would be a 3, 3, and then let's see, was it actually 5 here? No, this was actually 5, sorry. So 5 in A, 3 in B, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that C wave into W. Then again, small retracements for X, and then another 3-way structure here for that wave Y to complete this whole correction of such. And now, again, I'm not completely sure. There's a couple of different ways of looking at this. Overall, looking down, is that we had this as some kind of a diagonal here. That would be first structure of, if we want to be labeling as such as a wave 1. That is again more bearish to label like that. Then we would have 1, 2 and 1, 2. As we have not taken out these highs yet, it is still possible to have that count. Again, it's not really good looking, since this second structure here is already larger than the first one, meaning this would be a lower degree wave structure would be larger than the higher degree wave. That's why I've labeled this as another wave way here, which is again expanding leading diagonal. Those are very, very rare, what I've seen, which is again why I don't like this kind either. So again, you see we have a couple of different issues here. The expectations here on higher time frame is that we are going to be dumping. However, the local structures here are not giving away too much info what this whole thing could be about. Overall, I would think that we have some kind of 3-wave up in here. This kind of looks like 5. This definitely has the potential of being 5, but this 5 here could be part of this structure, or this would be just a structure like that in 3 waves. And in 3 waves, this could be as well. It's not too extended either. There is no overlap between this and here, which means again this potential wave 4 is not overlapping with wave wave 1 here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, this can go either way. ABC looks very proportionate here as well. So again, as you see, all of these seem kinda 3-wave-ish. I think this mess here was some kind of FOMC meeting or something, CPI data or some kind of event that introduced a lot of volume into here, which made the chart look like crap. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, I think the 3-way structures overall fit a bit better overall here. So I was previously expecting that this was going to be something like that. We had a small bounce up and another dump here. So this is kind of tricky. We're still here on 1 hour. We did not have any divergence, which is kind of good. However, if we wanted to have this as a 5-way structure, then it's not good. The structures inside here are not, again, very pretty. If this is indeed a 5-way structure, could we do this and just make these larger? Of course, that is possible, but again, that is going to be taking a lot of time. At this point, I think the market is really waiting for which direction to go to. We have been in this very sideways structure for quite some time, since the early February, I think, yeah. And very same on S&P 500 as well. So, in my opinion, if we break this same resistance that I have highlighted here, we probably are going to be looking for a back test on it. And if we get that back test, we're just going to go down, regardless of what this structure is going to be. In my opinion, I look for the downside first, but I'm not quite sure overall what and how that count is going to be looking like. But I think that is going to do it for this video on Nasdaq. Again, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and comments on this video. Also, check out the educational videos and content on Patreon and Udemy, links down below. If you wanted to have a signal service and more education there as well, check out CTC as well, where we have more expert traders giving a lot of different info as well. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Bye bye.